So today we are going to study the concept of OOPs. So OOP is a concept which is adopted in many languages, and C++, Python, and all languages are OOPs only. So first understand what is OOPs. So the full form is Object Oriented Programming. Now the question comes in our mind: what is Object Oriented Programming? So till now we have written the basic piece of code. I mean, if I can show you an example, so here we create the important imports, then creating the functions, and like this. So nothing here is reusable. I mean, we can't reuse it again and again. Let's say, for example, I will give you. I'm making a payment system. Okay. Now there are lot of payment possibilities like through QR, then through credit card, then through debit card, then bitcoins, and so and so. Okay, so if we will write the functions for like QR, credit card, debit card, byte, bitcoins, dogecoins, etc, etc, we have to create multiple functions, multiple piece of codes, right? But if we will go in the deep, we will realize that we are using the concept of payment only. So the payment type is being changed, but the core logic is like, if I am making a payment of 100 rupees, then current amount should be equal to initial amount plus 100 rupees. That's it. Okay. So if you're paying through QR, if you're paying through credit card, if you're paying through debit card, if you're paying through bitcoins, it does not matter. In the backend, I've only to check if my current amount is equal to initial amount plus 100 rupees, right? So what we can do, we can create a common function, a common class. I will not go in the class, a common entity which will perform this logic, and we can create multiple instance of that. Okay, so this is just an example I have given to you. In more layman language, I will give you an example that a car is having a blueprint. Okay, which is like four windows, two airbags, four wheels, and so on. Okay, so this is a blueprint, and we can generate multiple cars through it, like Hyundai, Maruti Suzuki, and so on. Okay, like this. Then what we are getting from this? We are getting that we are having a fixed blueprint, and based upon that blueprint, we can create multiple repetitions, multiple entities. So this is the core logic of object oriented programming. Okay, so first I will define what is OOP. OOP, it is a methodology to design a program using classes and objects. Okay, and why do we use it to simplify the software development and maintenance. Okay, and we are having multiple pillars of the OOPS, and some special properties of the OOPS which we will discuss later on as we will move forward. So for now, it's a methodology to design a program using classes and objects. Now So you have to understand what is class. Okay, so class is just a blueprint. Okay, and I mean, let's say if in an example, car is having a blueprint. So blueprint is class, and different types of cars like Hyundai, Maruti Suzuki, these are objects. Okay, so I will just write class is a user defined data type which defines its properties and its functions. Okay, so class will have the blueprint, it will have the properties, it will have the functions. Like car का function होता है, it will have four windows, it will have two airbags, it will have four wheels. These are properties, and it will move, it will I mean round, it will open the door, it will increase the speed. These are the functions. Okay, so this is a class. Okay, and object is a runtime entity or instance of the class. If we are creating a class, it will not take any memory space. Okay, the moment I will create an object, it will take some memory. Got it? There is also two types of memory uses when object is created, which we will discuss later on. So first, let's take a standard example of object and class. So just write simple piece of code. Okay, and then I will create a class and I will name it as a student. Now I will make it public. Okay, and let's keep it id card, id number. I will say id number. Then it will have a mobile number, it will have a string name. Okay, it will have also a name, right? And then what I will do, I will create a function for them as well, which is like their marks. Okay, so I will create a function, but I will take one int midsim marks. Okay, and now I will create a add a function, and I will pass these numbers. It will, I will just pass two variables. Okay, and it will return x plus y, right? And we'll just simply keep it as. Now we have created the class, we have kept the id number, we have kept the mobile number, we have kept the string name and all. Now we will check how to create the object. Okay, so before object we can check what is the property of I mean how we can create class, what is the use of class, and how we can further optimize the class. So we can add many functions in the class. Okay, we can, let's say, have one function, different function for let's say having total percentage, or we can create different functions to create a report. Okay, but if in future if we will create a object, let's say we have to create 100 object, so we just have to write 10 lines 100 lines for those, or we can also use the loop concept. But for now, let's add the object. Okay, so for now I will just only create one object. So we'll just add in the top creation of a class. Okay, now creation of a object. Okay, so now we are going to create. So we have to create a variable again. Now we can have two methods for creating object. One is through new and one is without new. Okay, so first I will be creating with new. Okay, I will create a object students new. So before creating I will have to define main function. So I will just create main function to enter the, and now I will create the object. Okay, student equal to new. So when we have the logic of this new function, then mostly we use pointers to get better concept. Okay, so I will just create student s1, and I will just write new student. Okay, so what happens in this new method, space will be allocated for the variable in the heap. So when we use this new keyword, we will be having the heap storage, and the address will be in the stack memory. When we create without keyword, the space is like null in the stack memory. Okay, so for this we store in the heap. Okay, heap stack. So now let's proceed. Object has been created. Now we have to use different properties. So we have id number. I will just keep as at 1. Then we are having mobile number, so we will just have it as something random number. Okay, sorry. Okay, some random number we have kept it. Then I will just simply pass name as a string. So I'm passing my name. Then I will pass the midsem marks. So it's like 20 out of 30, and I will just again pass endsem marks. So it's like, let's say 70 out of 80, 50 out of 70. Okay, now I want to calculate the final marks. Okay, so I will write C out final marks. Okay, and I will also use this. And now what I will do, I will basically call this function of final marks. Okay, so I will simply call final marks, and I will just simply pass these two numbers, S1 midsem marks, comma, S1 endsem marks, okay, and I will simply return 0. Let's see what is printing. Okay, actually you have to uh, okay, I have to put this. So now you can see we have got 20 marks and 50 marks in the midsems and end sems, and it's showing final marks. Okay, so this is the like long approach we are using. We also have shortcut which we will discuss in the next video. So before keeping this, I will also create the sort method. I mean without keyword I will also show, without new keyword. So instead of doing this, what we can do, we just simply comment out this, and this is the like long method. We have also have short method. So instead of doing this, we can simply create student s1, and we can simply passing in one only, I mean one go only. So what we are passing, we are passing id number, so let's one. Then we are passing mobile number, let's say some small number, okay, because we have kept the end. Then we are passing name, so I will just pass the name. Then the next is midsem marks, so it's 20. Then it's endsem marks 50, and that's it. Okay, so now if I will call, wait, student is, now if I will call the final marks, it will represent, I mean it will return, it should return 70. Let's check. So I'm just calling s1 dot final marks, and I will just pass it as a function and return 0. Now let's check. So in final marks we have to okay, okay, so we have to pass those numbers, so I will pass those numbers. No, I think it should run. uh, 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 uh. There is some issue which we have to check why it's failing. Okay, so student, it should work only. Let me check. The student as we have created, right? Return x plus y. Okay, so we have explicitly, okay, got it. So what we will do, we will keep it as a mid sem marks plus end sem marks, and now I will again rerun it. Mm, mm, mm. We haven't created a constructor. Okay, 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 got it. So we have to create a constructor. Got it. So we'll quickly create a constructor, okay, to make it run. I was missing that step, creation of a constructor. Oops is the real coding. I mean, you have to debug it by yourself how you're going to do. So I will just create a constructor and I will pass all these variables like id and all. So int id number, then int mobile, sorry, mobile number, then string name, then int medicine marks, then int medicine marks. Okay, so we have passed this, and now we will create, we will assign the value. So id number equal to id number. Okay, id equal to id number. Otherwise, we have to use keyword. I mean this keyword, but I will discuss later on. Mobile equal to mobile number, then name equal to n. My bad. id number equal to id, mobile number equal to mobile, name equal to n, medicine marks equal to mid. We are basically avoiding this keyword for now. Otherwise, we can have the same name. And okay, so now I think we are passing this, and the final marks. The function. Let's check now what it is doing. Okay, so we have to delete this. So now you can check it's giving. I will just delete this output and I will again show it. So you can check. Okay, ID was not declared in the scope. Oh, oh, oh. Now let's check again. Yeah, so now it's giving. I will just again delete, and so now you can see it's giving 70 more. So basically we use the concept of constructor, which I will discuss later on, but I was showing you this shortcut. Because of this shortcut only I have to create all these constructors and all, and I also avoided the use of this keyword, which I will discuss later on. So yeah, this is the concept. We discussed what is oops, and how we use oop in normal life, and what is class, what is object. We'll just add one more note, which is like important, which I've already discussed, but again I will give. When an object is created using new keyword, then space is stored, we'll say allotted in heap, and address is stored in stack, while without new keyword it is not allotted in heap memory, and object contains null value in the stack. Okay, so this is the important note. And another important note which I mentioned already, that when we create a class, it does not occupy a space. It only is occupy a space when we create an object. Okay, so this is all from this video. Thanks, and yeah, stay tuned.